Shalom, family. I am so excited because now that the world has culturally celebrated the countdown that had an announcement, had fireworks, and everybody, Happy New Year! Everybody all excited about that. Guess what? That is not my new year. The new year actually begins in the month of Aviv, which is in the springtime. So, right now, we're about to break it down to you so that way we can get ready for it because it's coming up. I'm so excited. So, if you have your script, I want you to turn with me to the book of Exodus in chapter 12, verse 2. I'm waiting. Get it. Get it. The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 2. You got it? Okay. So, in the book of Exodus, I'm so excited, y'all. This month shall be for you the beginning of months, month of the year to you. So, I know what y'all saying. I know what y'all saying. January is the first month, but when I looked up January, it actually was connected to a god, like a Roman god. Be down with the gods. No, I'm down with the Creator. Yes. So that is in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 2. Go down to Exodus chapter 13, verse 4. Today you are going out in the month of Aviv. Torah directly names Aviv as the first month. Yeah. The beginning of the year is anchored to a season, not a number. Go with me to Exodus chapter 9, verse 31 to 32. The flax and the barley were struck. For the barley was in the Aviv stage and the flax was in bud. But the wheat and the spelt were not struck, for they ripen later. So Aviv is not symbolic. Aviv describes visible agriculture readiness. That's when things is like springing up, it blooms. Then go with me to the appointed times, right? So, this whole mix up, all tradition, whole New Year thing, it just threw us off. It just threw us off of paying attention to the actual appointed times, right? Don't worry. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's in the book of Leviticus chapter 23. Open it up. When you come into the land, we were told when we go into a particular land that we were, I don't know about y'all, but I kind of picked that up. I kind of I'm like, okay, you talking to me? Like, you talking to me? Talking to me. When I go into the land in which is given to me and reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of first fruit of the harvest. Feast depends on harvest conditions, right? Harvest requires growth. Growth requires spring. Torah ties obedience to the proper timing. So we've been, I'm like, dang, I've been off track, just following the wrong thing. Now go with me, guys, to Deuteronomy, Devarim, chapter 16, verse 1. Guard the month of Aviv and perform the Passover to the Most High, to Yahuwah, my Elohim. For in the month of Aviv, we were brought out of Egypt from Mitzrayim with an outstretched arm. Yes. Whew. Let me tell you. Creation establishes pattern before instructions. Y'all know that, right? No, you don't. You don't know that. I ain't know that either. Bereshith, that word Bereshith, and my guest from the show thought it was thought she was cussing or whatever. Bereshith, which is Genesis, chapter 1, verse 14 says, "Let lights be for signs and appointed times, days, and years." Appointed times is tied to creation, Okay? Creation moves first. It does. And instruction follows. So, in summary, y'all, Torah only, because y'all know this is a Torah only show. Aviv is named in Torah. Aviv is confirmed by barley. Aviv marks the beginning of the year. Aviv requires observations, not announcement. So we don't need a doo-doo to let us know. No announcement. And Aviv aligns a time with life returning to the land. Y'all heard that? Life returning to the land. Nothing here is added. Nothing here is symbolic. And nothing here requires a debate. So no. This is not a debate. So I'm so excited. So make sure y'all stay tuned. It is coming up. It is springtime, baby. That is the beginning of year, the beginning of the barley. It's ripe, it's fresh, it's blooming. That's the beginning of year for me. And it should become the beginning of years for you too. Thank you so much for tuning in to Torah Talks with Ahava. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, your family, because you know we've been off track. We've been completely off track as a people. Like we are following the